Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video answering your questions that you guys asked me in my little community center about gaining weight. So I literally just said, drop me some questions about gaining weight with a little office gift, and you guys left a ton. So I won't be able to answer all of these because a lot of them need a lengthy response, but I will answer the frequently asked ones and then hopefully just throw some other questions like in vlogs and stuff like that. Or I can do a part 2. Let me know in the comments. And of course, if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments and I will try my best to get back to responding to them. So the first question is asking, how do you deal with a lack of appetite? And that is from Kayon. I'm not sure if I pronounced your name right, but this is actually something that I dealt with for a really long time when I first started going to the gym. Don't really deal with it now. I'm hungry all the time, but that is because I have really increased my metabolism with lifting. So when you first start out with lifting, if you are on the thinner side and you have a super fast metabolism, the chances are you can eat basically whatever you want without gaining any fat, but you might also have a very small appetite. So it's kind of like everyone's like, oh, well, you're so lucky. And it's like, I can eat whatever I want, but I'm not hungry. So this isn't really helping me. So the biggest thing that you can do is to just slowly increase your calories over time. So you can't just like force your body to just be able to eat everything so quickly. So if you do it slowly, then your body will slowly adapt to those calories and you will actually feel hungrier over time because it's getting used to being able to consume more. So that's my biggest tip. Just throw in an extra snack a day, add in a more calorically dense meal, add in a more calorically dense snack, add in some juice, add in a smoothie, and just slowly start increasing your calories. The next question is from Sienna, and oh my God, did you just hear Alexa go off? I thought we had her muted. And she asked, what are your favorite protein-filled yummy snacks? So I don't eat meat, so nothing that I tell you is going to be meat. For protein, I get most of my protein from nuts. I get protein from avocados. I get protein from beans. Like, I don't really have any snacks that I get protein from, except for the Lenny and Larry's cookies. I freaking love those. Those have a pretty good amount of protein. I think it's like 16 grams in one cookie, and I actually really like the taste of those. Any of those like protein bars, the Oh Yeah bars are really good. I can't eat them because they have whey protein in them. So anything with whey, I can't eat. I can't digest it. I can't do lactose. But if you can, I would like literally just go to GNC or a vitamin shop and look at those protein snacks because they have tons of protein and most of them actually taste really good. So I love the Oh Yeah bars. I love Lenny and Larry cookies. I really like those protein like cake things. I can't remember what the brand is, but they're really good. They have like a red velvet one. They have a birthday cake one. Delicious. I wish I could eat them. So because I can't have whey protein and most yummy protein snacks are made with whey protein, I tend to just get my protein just straight up from my diet. So Emma said that she lives in Australia and the labels on the back of their food are different, so it doesn't actually list the calories for whatever reason. She said it has the carbs, the fat, all of the actual macros and nutrition facts, but it doesn't have the calories. So I'm just gonna give you a quick lesson on macros here. Carbs are 4 calories per gram. Protein is 4 calories per gram, and fats I mixed up my words there, yikes. That is 9 calories per gram. So something has 20 grams of protein, that's gonna be 80 calories coming from your protein. So that's a really quick way to do that if you've ever wondered. That's how you get your calories. It's just the breakdown of your macros. That's why like if you ever see something and it's like blank calories from fat, that's how they did that. Eddie said, I'm a hard gainer. I'm at 139. My short-term goal is 150. I keep reaching 143, then fall back. What do you think? Started lifting about 5 years ago. I weigh 134, can't get past 143. So I actually had the same issue. I could never get past 125 and now I can't get past 134. So it's just because when you're eating in a surplus for a really long period of time, your body eventually adapts. even if you are slowly increasing your calories, you can only do it for so long before your body needs rest. So you'll tend to hit a plateau. So the thing that you can do is to kind of have a diet break. So people do this when they're cutting. So when they're trying to lose weight, they'll go back up to maintenance calories. Do the same thing if you're trying to gain weight. Go just straight back down to your maintenance calories for like a week to a week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks. Everyone's a little bit different. And then slowly jump back up to where you were before, and your body will be like, oh shit, and you'll start gaining weight again. So you might have to do it for a longer period of time, depends on how long you've been doing this. I don't know how long you've consistently been gaining weight every week, but it's completely normal for your body to be like, hey, you can't just keep doing this forever. It needs time to rest. Your metabolism needs time to rest. So that's why you're plateauing. So definitely try that out, because that is the #1 thing that has helped me in the past and has helped a lot of people. Abina asked, what are some workouts that you can do at home for building mass? So basically anything that you can do in the gym with dumbbells. Everyone's at-home gym version is a little bit different, but if you're trying to build mass, then you should be using weights. You can start out doing banded exercises and body weight stuff, but you will eventually have to use weights in order to build quality muscle mass that you can actually use and continue growing. And then if you want to build muscle, then you should probably be in a surplus. So make sure you're eating enough food to fuel your body. And then they also asked, what do you suggest for increasing appetite? So I already talked about that. Just slowly increase your calories. Don't get one of those stupid apetamin, weight syrup appetite. Just don't do it. You're gonna mess up your metabolism like crazy. Your body's not gonna know what's going on. And when you stop taking the syrup, you're gonna literally go back to normal, because you can't maintain something that you've low-key tricked your body into thinking it was supposed to be doing. The next question is from Vibrant Hues. I'm sure that's not your name. And you said, what are your go-to snacks or meals that are both simple and high in calories? So #1, avocado toast. Avocados, like a full large avocado, can have up to 340 calories, and half of that is healthy fats. So get your avocados in. I really like granola, cereal. Those add up really, really quickly. I'm not someone who like pledges by only eating healthy foods and like, oh, you can't have snacks, you can't have bad foods. Like, I eat fast food pretty often, to be honest. I try and keep it in a controlled manner, even though sometimes I have it more than I should. Everyone's human. I think it's all about balance. Just make sure the basis of your diet is food that fuels you and makes you feel good. So if you feel terrible, first of all, you should probably look at your diet, because 99% of the time it's because of whatever it is that you're eating. So those are some top ones. Kind of for breakfast, I do cereal, granola, eggs, and avocado toast, or just avocado with salt and pepper, because I really like it by itself. If you watch any of my full day of eatings, that's kind of the best way to get a gist of what I tend to eat. I have rice that has tons and tons of calories, so anything with rice, I'll do rice bowls. So I'll do rice, maybe some tofu, vegetables, smoothies. Smoothies in the morning, I don't do them anymore just because I'm lazy and I haven't been having fruit a lot. I already have a lot of sugar in my diet right now, so until that gets a little bit lower, I'm not gonna add in fruit because it's pretty high in sugar. But until I cut out all the bad stuff with sugar, unfortunately, we're not gonna be healthy with the smoothie. But that's a really easy way to get your calories up. Add some oats, add some peanut butter. That will skyrocket it at least 400 calories, you'd be surprised. So Caitlin said, if I stick to eating well and enough, work out 3 to 4 times a week, at what rate can I expect to gain weight? This is generally speaking. She's 5'10". She's been trying to gain weight for the longest time and nothing's working. She's eaten a surplus, but that only makes me feel sick. What do I do? So you have to eat in a surplus. You're not going to gain weight unless you're in one. So slowly increase calories over time, like I preach all the time. You can expect a certain rate in which you're going to gain weight. Everyone's a little bit different, but if you track macros, you can literally set them up to gain a certain amount of weight per week. So I would check out macros I would track your macros or your calories. I would do macros just because you'll understand the breakdown of the foods and what your body works best on, because if you're eating a bunch of stuff that makes you feel really bad and you can't figure out why, it may be the breakdown of those calories. So you might work better on higher fat or lower fat, higher carb, lower carb, higher protein. You have no idea because you don't know what's in the food. So I would try tracking and looking at those numbers and kind of understanding whether or not you work better on high or low certain macros. Because for myself personally, when I was trying to gain weight at the very beginning, I was eating tons of chicken, tons of protein, and I felt horrible all the time and my body wasn't reacting well. And then I went pescatarian and I completely cut it out and I felt amazing. So it was because I was eating too much protein. I don't need that much protein. I was eating like 130 grams a day, and now I eat anywhere from 65 to 80 and I'm good to go. So you should be having a lot of protein when you first start out just because your body's gonna need it. But I would try tracking macros at least for a week just to see what you're eating, like how many carbs you're eating, how many fats, how much protein. Because if you feel horrible, you might be super low on protein when you're trying to build muscle and your body just like can't keep up with the amount of fatigue that it's getting because you're not getting enough protein. So this is another question that I get. It's a very simple answer. They asked, if you're trying not to gain weight in your glutes and you need to eat a lot, but you also want a flat stomach, how do you balance that with proper exercise? They work out 3 to 4 times a week and they're seeing growth in their glutes, but their stomach still stays big. So you can't control where your fat goes, and you also can't control where you lose fat if you're trying to lose weight. So you just literally, have to get over it. Look at your diet. Maybe you're eating stuff that's making you super bloated, and maybe what you're eating is not super healthy. So everyone's a little bit different, but if you notice you're gaining a lot of weight in certain areas, I would look at the foods that you're eating, because that could be why. So you can't control where the fat goes, I'm sorry, but you can control where the muscle goes, and your muscle is essentially taking place of the fat. Like, you're not losing the fat, but because the muscle is so much bigger, the fat is basically spreading over top of it. That's why when people train abs and they have so much fat on their midsection, they can't see it because they have too much fat. So when they lose the fat, you can see the muscle underneath. But when it comes to body recomposition, if you're not in a super high surplus, then your body will kind of start to like recompose itself. So you will start to look leaner the more muscle mass you put on, even though you really haven't lost that much body fat. So just keep that in mind as you're doing stuff. You're only in control of so much of the process. Just focus on putting on mass and you can lose the weight later. It will be so much easier because the more muscle you put on, the faster metabolism gets and the more fat you can burn in the long run. So you're actually making the process easier. You might have to be a little uncomfortable for a while, but I think it's worth it in the end, just because you could lose all this weight, but if you don't have any muscle mass, then, you know, that's probably not what you were going for. Like, you're not gonna look toned, you're just gonna look skinny because there's nothing there. The next question is from Jessica, and she asked, what types of food in general are good for weight gain? Anything that has high calories. That's basically it. Liz said, I do lift heavy and need to gain muscle but want to stay lean. Need to do a reverse diet? Your body's gonna do what your body wants to do. If you're focused on gaining muscle, that should be your main focus. You might go through a little bit of body recomposition, which is also great because you'll just look leaner. Just keep in mind, the more muscle you put on, the leaner you're gonna look. So don't be so focused on cutting. I know Instagram has made everyone think that we need to go through cutting phases, but unless you're competing for something like bikini, physique, powerlifting, whatever it may be, you should not be like going through major cuts as a normal person, because it's just not necessary and it's putting a lot of stress on your body and your metabolism. So just focus on one thing at a time. You can lose weight later, but there's no point in trying to do both at the same time because it's not really possible. it may happen naturally, but it's not something that you can really force. And then another big question that I always get is from Sierra. Basically, she's loving the results that she's seeing. She's gaining weight, but she's having a hard time losing her stomach, so like flattening her stomach at the same time. She said if she works on her abs, she might lose her booty. So work on your abs while you're doing all of that, because if you choose to cut, or you go through a little body recomp because you switch up your diet, or you go back down to like a maintenance phase, your body will start to look a little bit leaner. And like I said, the more muscle mass you have, the leaner you look. So I would definitely work on your abs, but if you do cut weight, you will lose a little bit of muscle and you will also lose fat. So as females, we carry most of our fat in our lower body, aka our butt and our legs. So you will lose some of it. That's just how it works, unfortunately. And then the last question is from Andrea, and she said, do you pay attention to your meal timing? I do. That's actually why I've seen so much success in the past like year or so. I literally put all of my food around my training. I eat before I lift, huge meal. I eat while I'm lifting, and then I eat a major meal after I lift. Everything else is just like snacks, and then I'll have dinner. So meal timing is everything for me personally, because I'm lifting heavy like pretty much like kind of all the time. I'm working with 75% and up for my lifts, but that's because I do powerlifting. So everyone's a little bit different, but definitely something that can help. But my camera is literally gonna die in like 5 seconds. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments down below. If you guys wanna see another Q&A like this, give it a thumbs up, because there were definitely some questions I did not get to, but I try to answer the most frequently asked ones that I see in like all of my comment sections and all the DMs that I get. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and I'll see you in my next one. I love you. Bye.